Steve here.
And Larson.
Top 10 bloodiest games ever.
Number 10.
Shadow of Rome! This gladiator-inspired actioner is set against the backdrop of the assassination of Julius Caesar and puts gamers into the shoes of the centurion Agrippa out to avenge his...
Oh my god, are you gonna shut up? This is the bloodiest games list, not the let Steve put us to sleep list.
Very well. In short, anytime a game includes your protagonist fighting a motherfucking tiger in a gladiator challenge, you know there will be blood.
And then I drink your milkshake.
Number 9. Gears of War! I swear there were times playing this where I'd look at a battle zone and it gave me a Jones for some raw steak. Not like cooked raw, I mean like literally I wanted to go out and hunt a deer and eat it right there.
Fortunately for the deer population of Rancho Cordova, Steve's hunting ability is lamer than Marcus's pubish soul patch. So I imagine your bloodlust subsides fairly quickly, eh?
Indeed, friendo. Even hearing a Ted Nugent song kicks my gag reflex into full gear.
Really?
Can you take me high enough to fly me over?
Fly me over.
Yes. Number 8. Mad World. Next in our gore fest is this comic book inspired actioner with over-the-top ultraviolence.
The red Cruvia is offset against the stark black and white Sin City-esque scenery, emphasizing the brutality in a very unique way.
More shockingly, this title was released for the Wii. The console my niece always bugs me to turn on so she can play Hannah Montana Spotlight World Tour.
Be real, Steve-O. That Hannah Montana game is yours.
Actually, I'm legally not allowed to own that game, Larson, so I can't cop to that. Another win for Megan's Law.
Ugh.
Number 7. Blood Rain 2.
Oh my god, so much menses.
Man, I haven't seen this much period blood since my grandma showed me a picture of her first maxi pad dated March of 1934.
Ah, New Deal menstruation. They really knew how to bleed out back then.
And we really just keep on finding ways of reaching new lows.
Low.
Number 6. Resident Evil 4. Lordy be, I haven't seen headshots this awesome since the Zapruder film.
Indeed. There's not much in life more satisfying than shotgun on zombie dome action, and Res Evil 4 delivers that in droves.
It's a regular splatterfest, friendo. Speaking of which, there's a Los Ganados-sized cyst on the back of my neck. Mind popping that bastard for me?
I'd rather eat shit, Steve. Literally, I'd actually prefer to put real feces in my grill than touch that vile, pus-filled mini Steve.
Very well, I'll go to Plan B then.
Plan B?
Squeeze it into a jar, then hide it in your sandwich sometime next week.
Sounds like it's time for my Plan B.
Which is?
Kill Steve.
Number 5. Silent Hill! Wait, which one? There's like a bunch of them.
It doesn't matter really, Steve. They're all bloody as fuck.
It's creepy bloody too. Kind of bloody that really freaks you out. Like when you drop a deuce, you do a look back and bam, doo-doo blood.
Or you bite into a McRib sandwich and you cut your gum on her fingernail left in the sandwich by a minimum wage earning Mick employee. Bam! McBloodwitch.
Or when you find a date on Adult Friend Finder, but she ends up weighing 400 pounds more than her picture would indicate. Bam! Internet hookup gone wrong blood. Number 4. Soldier of Fortune 2. You don't even have to get past the box art to find blood here.
Not true, Steve. There's actually no blood on that cover art.
Wrong, friendo. Look at the eyes of the soldier right there. That there is pure bloodlust. Evidently, for the ESRB rating he has in his sights.
Developer Raven Software did aim for a more realistic shooter with the SOP sequel, and part of that realism meant more blood.
I think if a game gets criticized for anything, more blood is always a safe way to silence those critics. For example, many critics thought Super Mario Kart lacked the gritty realism of its previous Mario entries.
Nintendo's answer? More blood!
Same went with The Legend of Zelda, Pitfall, and more recently, Little Big Planet. Number 3! Mortal Kombat! See, I'd put this shit at number 1, friendo, only because the sole reason we played it back in the day was to watch a spine get ripped out.
True that, Steve-O, but unfortunately, this list isn't meant to be a trip down Steve's nostalgia lane.
A trip such as that would include a wealth of mid-80s Playboys, a ton of mask toys, and freebasing Girl Scout cookies every spring.
Yeah, shut up. Many of our viewers were either babies or sex swimmers when this title originally came out, but it was heavy shit back in the day.
Indeed. In 1997, the game was accused of being partially responsible for the stabbing death of a teenager in Connecticut.
Was that teen's name Johnny Cage?
I believe it was Liu Kang!
It's kind of nice not having a soul, ain't it?
You got it, friendo. Number 2. Thrill Kill.
10 for the history lesson.
Back in the late 90s, Midway Studios LA, then called Paradox Development, started work on Thrill Kill, a senselessly violent game initially crafted to ride the controversial coattails of Mortal Kombat.
Thrill Kill was appropriately set in hell, where gamers got to play as one of many deranged lost souls. The game's character roster boasted a redneck cannibal named Cletus, a deranged plastic surgeon who intentionally disfigured his patients, and a former postal worker.
The game was so over-the-top brutal that publisher EA decided to scrap distribution after the game was completed, due to fears that the game would harm EA's rep. Luckily, former employees released the game to the net on the down low, so bloodthirsty gamers could get their hands on the most violent game never published.
The end.
Wait, what? We still has one more entry.
Hey, do you spell bacon?
I sure do, pal. That must mean one thing.
Number 1!
Manhunt! Longtime Steven Larson fans know how infatuated we are with Manhunt's main baddie, Pigsy. The retarded psycho in a swine suit is the Biff Tannen of gaming. Pure evil wrapped in pure stupid.
Although the violent Pigsy plays a part in Manhunt being crowned the bloodiest game ever, the slew of brutal and uber-detailed methods of murder, coupled with the too real sound effects and the damaged videotape visual look, Manhunt got us as close to a video game snuff film as possible.
The game was so extreme that one former Rockstar employee went on the record as saying that many on the staff felt that Manhunt crossed the line, and the uneasy feelings about the nature of the violence nearly caused a Rockstar mutiny.
And that's coming from the Grand Theft Auto people.
Speaking of which, you never did tell me what you're planning on being for Halloween.
Dead Billy Mays. You?
Quado.
Give these people air!
And give us your friendship, friendos. For more exclusive 10 for the Win goodness, check out our Facebook's page by searching Steven Larson in the pages.
Or follow us on the Twitters at twitters.com/Steven Larson.
Until then, I'm going to find me a thrill kill emulator and put the screws to some amputees.
Ah, yes.